Hey everybody, my name's Paul. I'm the owner of 3D Concepts Moto, and we're here in the shop today to do an installation video on our 2019 KTM 350 EXC-F. We are going to show you our on-road KTM Guage Relocator. This is one of my favorite pieces in our inventory. It brings your display up and your blinker indicator up where you can get better visibility, and it brings your key switch up and out where you can get to it behind the number plate with your gloved hands. One of the big bonuses to this is it also provides you with 2 USBs on your left side. So if you have any handlebar mounted accessories or you need to charge phone or camera equipment, you can do that on the go. The other nice thing about the USB is it provides voltage indication. It is switched on your headlight circuit, so when you turn your bike off, the display goes away. When you turn your bike back on and get it started, the display comes back up. But it is also a useful tool. If you have an electrical issue, you can see your system voltage right there, and you can potentially see a problem before it actually becomes a problem. So that's enough of me talking. So let's get over to the workbench. I'm going to show you the part, and then we'll pull the bike over and we will show you the install on the motorcycle. So here is the breakdown of the KTM Guage Relocator. You can see the main body of the part is here. It comes with 2 number plate relocators to push the number plate forward and allow this extra space to exist. This kit comes with a wiring harness that's fused and 2 T-tap connectors. The T-taps are for tying into the headlight harness. You can tie into the positive and the negative of the headlight. That way, this USB is keyed with your key switch. I'm going to bring you over to the motorcycle now, and we're going to take a look at the installation on the bike. So here is the key switch relocator on the KTM. Normally, this key switch is very far down in here, almost a full finger's length, and it's hard to get to the key. And then the blinker indicator is way down on this other side. What this does is it moves up your display with the key switch, and then it relocates your blinker indicator here to the center. It also comes with adapters to push out your number plate a little bit to create more of that space. I ride with this every time I go out. It's got a lot of miles on it. It's got a lot of crashes on it. It's survived. It's doing fine. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this number plate, and we'll look at how it's installed, and we'll talk about it a little bit. So here we are at the bike. I already have my part installed because it's quite a bit of effort to take all of that apart and get this put back on again. Once you remove your number plate by pulling the tab and unwrapping it from the fork top tubes, you're also going to take this out of the built-in slider on the number plate. So you'll open up this groove, and then you'll open up the one on the bottom, and then you can pull the headlight away, then you can disconnect the headlight. For those of you who still have your blinkers or have blinkers on your motorcycles, you'll need to remove your blinker to install the extension. You'll be reinstalling the blinkers. I do not have the blinkers on my motorcycle. I deleted them and relocated some aftermarket blinkers. But your blinkers are just going to be here where this bolt is. You'll feed it through. That back tab is going to be for the blinker as well. And then you can plug them back into the system. On your number plate is where your key switch is mounted. Go ahead and unplug your key switch. Once you get your blinker removed, you will be able to remove the key switch mount from the number plate. It clips on right there, and then it's got a hole for the back bolt on the number plate, or the back bolt of the blinker rather. Once that's removed, this ring, just unscrew it with a pair of pliers. Key switch will drop out of the back of this mount, and you can set it aside. I'm going to go ahead and set this number plate down, and we can talk a little bit more about what's going on here. So to install, you're going to remove these 2 bolts. You're going to pull off your old part, and then there's 2 bolts underneath that hold your instrument cluster in place. You'll have to remove those. The next step is mark your wiring. So I took each connector and just labeled it with a number before I separated it. So you can use masking tape. I used wire markers. Disconnect each one, tuck them to the side, and then you can slide out your gauge assembly from the original stock mount. After you've removed your gauge and your key switch, you're going to want to remove your blinker from the factory assembly. All you're going to do is pull the back off of the blinker. You can see I do not have a bulb in here. I'm replacing the bulb later. And then there is a retaining ring underneath here, so you'll need snap ring pliers. You're going to pull out your snap ring, and then this will slide out the front of your factory mount. To get that put in the new one, you're just going to reverse the process. You can insert it in the top, place your snap ring, and then you can insert your key switch, tighten the ring down. The USB is going to be already installed for you. Now you're ready to bolt the new assembly up. You can see the 2 screws down here for your instrument cluster are going to be first. So insert your instrument cluster into the mount and tighten it down. Your new mount comes with bushings on the top for the instrument cluster to go into. Once it's in, you can flip it over, insert those screws, tighten it down. The next step is going to be putting the new bracket on your bike. So there's 2 screws right here. It already comes with bushings installed. Insert your screws and torque them to factory spec, and then we can start on the wiring. Go ahead and reconnect your display. Reconnect your key switch. And then you can reinsert the bulb for your blinker. So the next step is going to be wiring in the USB power. This is already pre-terminated, so you shouldn't have to do any actual wiring, but you are going to be using T-tap connectors to tie into your headlight circuit. The headlight circuit should be like this. Red wire is power, the black wire is ground. It's smart to get your multimeter, start your motorcycle, and probe to verify that. It should be the 2 on this side. So assuming red is still power, you're going to take your T-tap connector, you're going to wrap it around the wire, and then you're going to take a pair of pliers and pinch it. And it's going to snap. I don't know if you can see that right there. This is going to cut into the insulation of that wire and make electrical contact. The next step, you're going to take their harness, you're going to take your wire, and you're going to insert it right there. So on the tower of the T-tap connector, you are putting your male spade connector. You're going to do the same thing for the negative. So black wire is going to go up to the USB. After you have installed your USB wiring, now you can take all the wires that run up to your handlebars and secure them in the zip ties that are included with the mount. You can see them here. So run your cables through, zip tie the end, take a pair of flush cuts and nip the end off so that no one gets cut. Now you're ready to secure all your wiring. So take a zip tie. There are zip ties provided in the kit. Secure your wiring in a bundle, and then we can reinstall the number plate. Now we're ready to install our number plate. You've already put on your blinkers, and they're here. Your wiring is running through here. But first, we are going to reinsert our front control cables into the cable guide on the number plate. So, we got the top and the bottom guide secured. Now there's feet on the bottom of the number plate. Make sure they go into the posts on top of the front fender. Now we can take our straps and feed them through the fork. These are a little difficult. I've always struggled with these straps, but you can see they're not actually that terrible. I just don't like them. They make things easy, I guess. All right, I'll do the same on the other side. Feed that through. I've got a little bit of a harness connecting with my headlight. Move some of this harness aside. There we go. None of my factory harnesses are in the same spot they used to be, because I have done so much wiring for all the accessories that I just can't help myself but put on. All right, both sides are connected, and we're done. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you found it informative, be sure and like and subscribe. If you have any questions about the installation, drop them down in the comments. All that interaction is going to help us out with the algorithm, and it's going to help us make more content. Stay tuned for more videos. We're going to be doing some more rides. We're going to be doing more events, especially with spring coming up. And we are going to be doing a lot of winter maintenance on our motorcycles, so you'll be able to see us do oil changes and things like that. So stay tuned for that. That's the end of this video, so stay safe out there, and we'll see you guys on the trails. Haha, it worked that time. Thank you, bud. A lot of it has a real bleh, 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 bleh. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Dad's on the struggle bus today. But you know what they say? What? If you're on the struggle bus, you may as well be driving.